Welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about marketing strategy for 2023. This video is specifically going to be for authors and creatives, but anyone can apply these tips to your marketing strategy for the new year. Now, a lot of people might shy away from the word strategy. It feels big and overwhelming, but we're going to break it down into little steps, and I promise you it's easier than it seems. Firstly, the importance of this is just taking the time to go through what worked well for you and what didn't in 2022, and then apply that to 2023 with your strategies, as well as trying out new things that have the potential to sell more books for you or more art or whatever you focus on in your work. Now, before we get started, my name is Shelby Lee. I am a book marketer and author. I've sold over 40,000 books through social media, and that is what I teach primarily is organic social media marketing strategies. So let's dive into the video, starting with what went well for you in 2022. There's a few different ways we can look at this. There's, for starters, if you have used tracking links throughout the year whenever you promote your book through maybe podcast interviews or blog posts or social media posts or your website, you might be able to dig into those analytics and look at where your traffic came from and where your sales came from. If you didn't use tracking links, that's okay. Even as a marketer, I tend not to very often. I mostly just look into my website traffic as well as noticing spikes. Since my primary form of marketing is social media, I can look at spikes in my posts, whether I had a reel that went viral or a TikTok that did really well, and notice those spikes in my data. And I can then apply that to, okay, this was from TikTok most likely. And those little bits of data can really help you determine what was working well for you and what wasn't. The other thing you can do is dive into the data of, again, your social media posts. If that is a marketing tool that you are using, you can go to your analytics on Instagram, on TikTok. I'll show some of that here. You can look at individual posts and see on Instagram specifically how many people went to visit your profile after posting, how many people followed you after seeing that post, and how many people clicked on the link in your bio. So that's another good way to determine, like, okay, this post did really well to drive traffic to my website, whereas these types of posts don't. I'm going to do less of those in 2023. And then another thing that is really important for reviewing your marketing strategy for 2023 is, what did you enjoy doing and what did you not enjoy doing? I know that sometimes we might have to do things that we don't necessarily love to get those sales. So you kind of have to determine what's more important for you. Is your kind of mental health? Are you feeling really overwhelmed by a certain marketing platform or strategy? Is that something that you want to carry with you into 2023? Was it worth it for the sales that you got? Or are you putting a lot of time and energy into something that isn't giving you that return back? Now, with social media, that could be that you just aren't using it correctly or you don't have the correct messaging and wording. Those are all things that I can help you with. I do offer personalized packages for marketing, for book marketing, and I love working with authors on that. But if it's something that you are pouring your heart into and you're pouring a lot of time into and you're not seeing the results, it might be best to move on from that and try something new for 2023. You could always go back to it or add something new if you have the time to do so. But I know a lot of us are looking to cut back on marketing time and get back to writing or our creative outlets. So that probably isn't the case. But I do think it's really important to take a look at what energized you. What did you love doing? Do you love doing podcast interviews? Do you love writing blog posts for other websites? Do you love social media and connecting with your readers there? So this is something that you really want to think about and think, what do I want to carry with me into 2023? And what drained me? What caused more stress than sales? And can you let that go? Okay, so now that you've done that and you have the platforms that you want to try this year and you have the ones that you probably are going to let go of or slowly transition out of, it's really, really helpful to set goals, to set tangible goals. And I recommend doing this on a monthly basis so you can really track your progress, whether it is a sales number that you want to hit, whether it is a follower count, which yes, those types of metrics can be great, but they don't always translate to sales unless you're messaging properly. So keep that in mind. But a monthly sales goal can be great. Whether you want to release a book this upcoming year, whatever it might be, set those goals and write them down and make them realistic, but also timely. Give yourself a bit of a reach. If you sold 300 books this year, is it likely you're going to sell maybe 100,000 next year? We want to be reasonable with those goals, but setting them is really, really important and will help you have this tangible thing to go back to and track your progress. And if you don't meet a goal a certain month, that's okay. You'll be able to still look each month at what I just talked about at analytics, at what was working well for you, and decide what can I do differently next month that I didn't do this month that will get me closer to my goals. Another good goal is building up your email list. If you don't have an email list yet, I do recommend having one, especially a free one that you can use like MailerLite, where you need, I think, 1,000 subscribers before you even start paying for it. So it's definitely worth embedding a opt-in form on your website and having an email list. I dive into email lists and setting up automations in my Digital Marketing Foundations course, which I'll link in the description. That's kind of an intro course to marketing, and it helps you simplify marketing. So if that's something that you feel like you need, if you get really overwhelmed thinking about these things, that's a great intro course for you to check out. But I definitely recommend having an email list and doing things each month that will bring you more people onto your email list, because once those people have given you their information, they are more likely to buy from you. They are interested in your books, they're interested in your work. Maybe you gave them a free lead magnet, like a free chapter of your book or a short story, something like that. And so they're really interested and invested in your work. You can do newsletter swaps with other authors where you both promote each other in your newsletter. That will give you a wider audience. And you can do social media collaborations with other authors in your genre to widen your audience that way. So there's really good ways to tangibly focus on increasing your reach each month, and then looking back and seeing how many sales you had, how many pages read, if you're a part of Kindle Unlimited. All of those sorts of things will really help, as well as website traffic. You can dig into those analytics, the social media kind of vanity metrics like follower count and how much reach you had and impressions and what posts were really driving traffic for you, and tweak every single month. So even though I'm talking about doing this for the year right now, which I definitely recommend doing, you also want to do it on a monthly basis too, heading into the new year. Just keep that in mind. Set a reminder on your calendar for every single month and look at those metrics, write them down, keep track of them, and you'll see your progress along the way, which can be really motivating. And if it's not going how you want it to, it can be really motivating to change up your strategy and try something new. So I cannot believe that it is already heading into the new year. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful new year. I am planning on doing a Q&A as my last video of the year. So that will be coming soon. I'll be diving into a bunch of questions from my clients on social media marketing. So stay tuned for that. And if you'd like to work with me on your 2023 marketing strategy, I have opened booking for January with months of support and marketing VIP days where we dive into your strategy. And I look over your plans for the year, for social media posts, and basically review all of it for you and audit all of your marketing platforms. So if you're interested in that, I'll put the link below as well. Please hit the subscribe button for more marketing tips. I have so much planned for the new year, and I would love to have you along with me for the ride. Thanks for watching.